Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Maurice Brown Show, sponsored by MAGNOS Dentistry out of Belo Horizonte, Brazil. MAGNOS Dentistry is a combination of science, precision, and art. From diagnosis to treatment execution, they've treated over 25,000 patients throughout our journey using the best materials available on the national and international market with the care that each case demands. They have a spacious and welcoming environment with modern equipment and a team prepared to assist you. Get to know them a little better. MAGNOS Dentistry out of Belo Horizonte, Brazil, born from a dream, a family with more than 15 dentists and over 35 years of tradition in dentistry, a specialized team ready to assist you. That being said, welcome to the Maurice Brown Show. We're going to talk about the NFL and the final week of the season, along with my main man, hip hop artist Antoine, real Stewart. What's up, Stu?
What's going on, Mo?
Man, everything is going really well, especially if you're a 49er fan nowadays, as you are. We're going to talk about them and everything else that's going on in the NFL. But the first topic of conversation that I want to touch on are the Detroit Lions, because they have a coach who was their former OC that's now with the Chicago Bears. But all they had to do was show up on the weekend and beat a Minnesota Viking team that has no chance for the playoffs with a backup quarterback. All they had to do was go in there and win that game and keep their hopes alive. Not only did they not win it, they stunk up the place. And my question to you, going into that game, did the Lions already lose hope for their season?
I wouldn't say going into the game. I believe that it was a game that they felt they could win. I believe that most NFL fans felt that Detroit could win this game. But you got to execute. You got to execute. And you also have to remember that during this time of year, a lot of teams are playing spoiler. And a lot of teams know that they're not making the postseason. And what a better gift they can give themselves by knocking somebody else out of the playoffs. And that's exactly what happened. You got to execute. You got to perform. When your number is called, you got to ball out. And Detroit missed the mark. They did not show up, but they've been inconsistent this entire year, and that was what they put on tape and what they displayed during this game is what we have noticed for the entire year. They've been inconsistent. They've been up and down. They have all the talent in the world, but they weren't able to beat the Minnesota Vikings.
They weren't able to do it, and then you have 5 turnovers by a quarterback who's known for kind of, allowing the game to get in his head. Great quarterback, but if you can get him off his spot, he'll kind of lose control of the game. He had 2 interceptions, Jared Goff, and 3 lost fumbles, and that'll do you in every time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we can't let the head coach off because, he started taking over the play calling, and he wasn't doing that great of a job. A lot of people that play fantasy notice numbers dropping on some of the players, the running back Gibbs and different things of that nature. So the play calling wasn't the best either. And we got to point that out too.
No, and I mean, you saw a drop off with Dan Campbell as the OC versus Ben Johnson. The Lions played a good year. I mean, they played very well this year. It wasn't quite up to par in key situations. Game plans weren't quite as good offensively as with Ben Johnson. And you can see, the difference that Ben Johnson is making in Chicago. But the Lions are out. And as a result of the Lions losing, my boys, the Packers, snuck in. So thank you, Detroit. We were done. I mean, I don't think we would have made the playoffs if Detroit didn't bow out the way they did. I mean, they lost to a backup quarterback, Stu. I mean, I don't understand how they could go in there and play that poorly. but they did. And once again, I say thank you, Minnesota. But anyway, that the Lions are done for, and we're going to move on to some other topics. One of which would concern my Green Bay Packers, as we were steamrolled by King Henry and the Ravens last Saturday. He ran for 260 yards. My question to you, Stu, is why have the Ravens not been using Derrick Henry all year in the way they did at Lambeau Field?
That's a question that only John Harbaugh can answer. It baffles me when you have a player of that caliber and that magnitude and you're not using him. And, even to when you get behind, still run the ball because you're going to control the clock. And then when you do score, you're going to wear that team down physically, mentally, and emotionally. And when you have that type of running game. So I'm just glad that they got back to it. And Pittsburgh gave them a gift by not beating Cleveland. And now it's going to come down to them going head to head, seeing who's going to represent the AFC North in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it really should not have come down to this. I mean, the Ravens needed Pittsburgh to lose, and they also needed some help they needed to go to Lambeau and win, which was a tall enough task, which they got that job done. And they needed Pittsburgh to lose to arguably one of the worst teams in the league in Cleveland, and that's just what they did. But so I'll pose this question. Can you explain to me how in the world did Pittsburgh allow the Cleveland Browns to beat them on Sunday?
Defense. The one part about that Cleveland team that we do know is their defense is for real. Their defense is for real. Myles Garrett and company, they get after the quarterback. They got some ballers on the back end. Sticky coverage, tackles. They get after you. They have a great defensive coordinator on that side of the ball, a former head coach as well. So they have a great defense, and their offense just had to do enough. And, Aaron Rodgers, with the lack of his weapons, with DK getting into his stupid situation, getting suspended for 2 games, that hurt them tremendously. And if they don't make the playoffs, you see how big that him missing those games hurt. And Pittsburgh, they're a decent team, but they're not a good team this year. They're in games that must-win games, they haven't been able to get it done. They barely won the week before that. That came down to the end. So this was a must-win game for them to punch their own ticket so that you don't have to depend on facing the Ravens and potentially losing, because right now, if we're honest, the Ravens are playing better football as a unit as long as Lamar and company is on field. And with the emerging of Henry again to the forefront, that's a tough team. And I don't think Pittsburgh has a shot if that Baltimore team that we saw this past week, if that's the team that the Steelers have to see without DK and without some of their weapons, I think it's going to be a long day for Pittsburgh.
Well, not only that, I think Tyrone Huntley is a really nice backup to Lamar Jackson. I mean, he played well. He's got good feet. He can throw. And then with that running game to back him up, I mean, even if Lamar doesn't play on Sunday, and reports are they have not decided whether or not Lamar is going to play on Sunday against the Steelers, they can win with Huntley.
Yeah.
They can win with Huntley.
Definitely if it's through the run with Henry. I mean, it takes some of the stress off of the quarterback when you got a running game like that, over 260 yards in a game. That's crazy. Some people can't do that in 3 games, yet alone 1 game. And it just shows you that defense was worn down, the time of possession that comes with that, and how you get physically and mentally beat in the trenches. It just beats a team down. And Pittsburgh, I know one thing, they're well coached. And although they're not having their best year, they're not going to go in there and lay down against a division rival. And Tom Coughlin has anything to say about it. Tomlin has anything to say about it. But, this is a momentum league, and right now the Ravens have that momentum going into this game, and Pittsburgh does not. Losing to the Cleveland Browns, they're going to have to find a way to muster out whatever they need to give in this game to, number one, stop the run. If they don't stop the run, this game could get out of hand.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Pittsburgh made a huge mistake by not clinching, by beating the Browns. I mean, you shouldn't need DK Metcalf to beat Cleveland. And I don't even care if you had to do it in an ugly fashion. You have to win that game. And now you have a blood and guts finale to the season against your most bitter rival for the playoffs. And I mean, that it's the last thing Pittsburgh could have wanted to have to deal with to get in. And I don't think they're going to get in. I think King Henry is going to come out there and put on a royal show. But let's see. I mean, anything could happen. I mean, they still have Aaron, but there's no DK Metcalf. And as you said, DK Metcalf has left his team hanging. I mean, you go out there and you get in your feelings, and you've cost your team possibly a trip to the playoffs. And I know it's hard. These fans, they come out, they say out-of-pocket things to players they would never say on the street. I get it. You know, these are I can't imagine the thing. You're getting paid a lot of money to ignore that stuff. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be a professional and keep it moving. So, yeah, the Steelers, in my opinion, are in trouble. Now, with that being said, I'm going to switch gears to the hierarchy of the AFC. There's one team within that hierarchy and as we speak, we're going to welcome our good buddy Aaron Too Tall Moore to the show. Too Tall, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Brody?
Yes, sir.
So Too Tall, I was about to bring up one team that's in the hierarchy of the AFC right now, and it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Since you're here, I'll pose this first question to you. Are we ready now, at this point, to finally take Jacksonville seriously?
Man. That's a good question. I'm gonna say until they prove me wrong, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no. I mean, they're having a great year, yes. They're playing complementary football, but Sunshine has been playing the last about 5 games. He's been playing well. Sunshine has
been playing well, man. Sunshine has been doing sunshine things. You know,
I would like to see him do it like in a big game, like a playoff game.
Yeah.
I think that's what I need to see. I need to see that team play like they've been playing when the playoffs come in that first game to see if they can get a win. And keep this thing rolling. But until then, I'm gonna say no. I mean, do they have somebody that really can scare you? ETN. I mean, he's a dynamic player. I mean, do they really have somebody on that team that you were like, okay, we need to really stop this person if we want to win the game?
Yeah.
And I don't think they did yet. So until Sunshine could put that cape on and win one of them top games in the playoffs, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah. Okay. We got one no for Sunshine. Stu, what do you what do you think, Stu, about the Jags? Is it time to start taking them seriously?
Oh, most definitely. You got to take them serious. They're going into the postseason, but like Aaron said, you still got to prove it in the postseason. Once the regular season wraps up, we're all back to 0-0. You know, it's if you lose one game, you're going home. You're going to the couch. So it's one of those things where, as the regular season wraps up, there are certain teams that are playing at a substantial high level right now going into the postseason. And those teams are the ones that people need to pay attention to, because usually how it works is the good teams heat up the colder it gets, and as you transition into the postseason, and they usually keep that momentum going. Jacksonville, they're hot right now. Well, as Aaron stated, we got to see what you're going to do when the postseason comes. Are you going to sustain that heat, or are you going to, sizzle out So are you going to play at the level that he's playing right now in the regular season? We have yet to see, and that's something we'll all be watching to see. But we got to definitely take them serious, because one thing I'll say this, to me, it's more scary when you don't have that one guy that we feel like we got to stop. Because Bill Belichick was famous for this. He will be like, whoever that best player is on that offense, we're going to shut him out. You're going to have to beat us without him. He would have you triple coverage, double coverage. Everywhere you go, he would take you out of the picture and say, beat us without him.
Yeah.
But when you're facing a team who don't have that type of star power as far as that one individual, it's like, dang, we got to cover everybody, because he's giving that ball around. He's giving it out like Oprah's giving out cars. He's giving everybody the ball. So you got to be ready. Yeah. It makes it more difficult because you can't key in on one person. You kind of got to keep it balanced. I think that's a strength that you could use, but having that great person that's unstoppable also is a strength as well. It just depends on the chess matchup from the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator, who's able to not only put together the better game plan, but execute.
Yes. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the Philadelphia Buffalo game last night, but it was a dandy and a doozy, and it came down to the last play of the game. We're looking at a 13-12. It's probably like 20 seconds left, and Buffalo sneaks in with a quarterback sneak, and now you got a 2-point conversion attempt to win the game. Josh Allen misses a throw, and they lose 13-12. Aaron, I'll start out with you. Should Buffalo have gone for OT?
I'm gonna say I thought about this, but I'm gonna say I think they should have. Okay. Now I understand why they didn't. Field goal kicker missed the extra point, and he missed a field goal in that game. So technically, they shouldn't have even been in that position.
Right.
So if he makes the field goal, kicker makes the field goal, makes the extra point, they ahead. So they shouldn't have been in that position. But I would have kicked the field goal to kept the game going.
Yeah.
Because Eagles offense didn't do anything in the second half. Didn't do anything in the second half. I don't even think Hurts completed a pass in the second half. It was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So knowing that, I think I would have kicked the field goal. And then again, the guy was wide open.
Yeah.
Superman got to make that throw. I mean,
yes.
He Allen got to make that throw. He was wide open. The play worked. They got what they wanted. He just missed the throw. I mean,
It was there.
It was there. It was a great call. So he just missed the throw. But hindsight 2020, I think I would have kicked the field goal just to keep the game going, knowing that Buffalo had the momentum and Eagles offense wasn't doing anything.
Now, I was confused on the play before Josh snuck it in for the touchdown. They ruled their wide receiver. I forget who the kid was. I don't even know if it was a tight end, but they said that he was down before the ball crossed the line. And it looked like to me his wrist had touched down before the ball crossed. I didn't know. I thought it had to be an elbow or a knee that touches the ground first.
Well, his forearm was on the ground. So
okay.
So once the forearm hits the ground, they're gonna stop the play, and wherever the ball is at right there, that's where it's at. So yeah, he was short.
He was short. So Stu, should Buffalo have gone for OT?
It's one of those things where if he makes the play, we're going to say how great of a play it was, and if you miss it, we're going to say, you should have gone for it. And in my heart, I was thinking field goal. I was thinking that because I was like, okay, Philly's offense hasn't done nothing the second half. Jalen Hurts was a ghost. They weren't doing anything. I would trust my defense against that poor offense to be able to, and now with the new OT rules, I know we would get a shot to go ahead and win the game. I would have did that. But the offensive coordinator called a great play. Josh Allen just didn't make the throw. The guy was open. He missed the throw. If he would have made that throw, the game was over, and we would have been saying how great of a player, what call it was, and everything else. So it's one of those things to where I cannot blame the offensive coordinator for the bad execution of Josh Allen, but to play it safe, me personally, and the way Philly's offense was playing, if Philly's offense was playing lights out, I get it. You don't want to give them the ball, and everything. But the way their offense was playing so poorly, I was like, look, let's just tie this thing up. Let's go into overtime. And I think we'll have the better shot in overtime the way their offense is playing. I don't think they're going to do anything. That was my mind frame and my mindset going into it. But when I actually saw the play happening and I saw the guy was open, Josh Allen just missed the throw. I was like, wow, I mean, you got to execute. So he called the perfect play, but you got to make that play, Josh Allen.
You got to make that play. It was there to be made, and he missed him. It's just that simple. Yeah. The other game of the weekend, which was the most exciting game of the weekend. Yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
Before we move on real quick, I'm going to say something about the Eagles.
Okay.
I'm going to say something about it.
Yes, sir.
Something is going on in that locker room. Now, they do keep winning. Now, yeah. I'm going to put that affirmation. So, I don't know if you guys saw when Nick Sirianni was walking in the tunnel after the game, and he was talking trash to the Buffalo fans.
Okay.
Now, I think Nick Sirianni is a little bit delusional. In my mind. Now, A.J. Brown showed what I was speaking out to the TV when I saw this. He was thinking what I was saying. So when Nick Sirianni was coming into the locker room, he was like, he was saying that the Buffalo fans ain't talking now. The Buffalo fans ain't talking now. A.J. Brown looked at him like he was crazy. A.J. Brown looked at him like, was you at this game?
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have won this game.
Yeah.
Like, and he was kind of like, A.J. Brown was just staring at him, and he just walked away.
It was a crazy look, huh?
Yeah, it was like one of them crazy looks, like you didn't just see the game that I just played in, because we should have lost the game. So when he made that comment, because any other coach, I mean, if I was a coach for the Eagles, I would have been highly upset.
Yeah,
I would have been irate in that locker room.
Well, let's be truthful here. I mean, their defense saved them. I mean, they should have lost, but if it wasn't for their defense, they would have been steamrolled. I mean, Buffalo did not do what they normally do. They were shut down.
Yeah.
So, you got to give the Eagles defense a lot of credit.
But this is going to happen in the playoffs, and I'm just saying, playoff time is right around the corner. What do they say? It's really not the way you want to go into the playoffs is playing your best ball, and the Eagles ain't doing that.
Well, I right now I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because they've been able to go on a 3-game winning streak, and to go into Buffalo and be like, okay, if they did lose, it would have been by the hair on their chin. I mean, last game of the play of the game in Buffalo. I got to give the Eagles defense a ton of credit. Now, the offense did not show up. Jalen Hurts and offense, they did not show up. But
I'll add this too. I'll add this, and I've said this at the beginning of the year or throughout as the year progressed. This Philly team is scary in a sense because we've seen dominating defenses win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that year, Peyton Manning won his second Super Bowl. He didn't do nothing that Super Bowl. That Denver defense was all over Cam Newton, and it's nothing he could do about it. And that's the scary thing about this team is Buffalo Bills are a playoff team. It's in Buffalo. You got the great Josh Allen, Superman, top 3 in the league, right? And he wasn't able to get it done against his defense. And it reminds me of the year the 49ers went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo, to where Jimmy threw like 50 yards the whole dang playoffs and went to the Super Bowl. And we were smashing teams. The running game was crazy. That's one thing Philly got to figure out. They do need to figure out this Saquon thing. Hurts may not, we've seen Hurts win a Super Bowl. We've seen Hurts become the MVP of a Super Bowl. So we know he can get it done. We know like he plays this style of football to where it's, he'll have bad games or they won't do much, or he'll be real safe. Instead of trying to win the game, he'll just be so safe with the ball. And, he doesn't really do much. But we've seen him get it done when it matters the most. Right. So all he has to do is have one similar performance in the game if they can make it. And they'll win again with a defense like that. So it's one thing that he's not playing his best ball, but you cannot ignore a defense like that, and you can't ignore a team that knows how to win not playing their best ball. And that's what kind of makes Philly a little dangerous. And I got to be honest about that defense. It's like the way that they're shutting these good offenses out, or they're getting on this win streak. Like Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl, last year. So it's one of those things where they're familiar. The NFC is stacked. NFC is stacked. I mean,
was about to say that that was my next point. Playing like that, I don't got them beating the Packers. I don't got them beating the 49ers, and I definitely don't got them beating the Rams.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it could definitely go either way.
Beat them 3 teams if they got to face them playing like that. I don't see it.
Well, I will say this. I will give them the benefit of the doubt with the 3-game winning streak, and we'll see what happens. I hear what you're saying, Aaron, because they have had a lot of issues, and I don't know if they're over it or not. We'll find out because they looked pretty bad about 3 weeks ago. But
I hope they lose.
You know what I'm saying? But it looks like they may have come out of the funk. We'll see what happens. But the other game was Chicago and San Francisco, which was the most exciting game of the week. I don't know if you guys watched that last night, but once again, Chicago with Caleb Williams comes down the field. It's 42-38, and I'm like, it's Green Bay all over again. They're getting ready to do it, and they came up a little bit short, and the 49ers win the ball. Great game. But my question is to you guys. I'll start out with you, Stu, since it's your club. Are the Bears ready for a Super Bowl?
No, the Bears are not ready for a Super Bowl.
Okay,
but I believe they're ready for the postseason. I don't believe they'll be one and done in the postseason, but I don't see them quite ready for a Super Bowl just yet. They are a scary team, and if I have to see them in the playoffs again, I would rather not see them. Because of
I'm sure you'd rather not see them. Yes, sir.
I'm being honest, because of their offense and their ability, and even though their defense is not the best, they do get turnovers. They're the number 1 turnover team in the league, so we have to give them their respect where respect is due. But other than that, I think that we'll see if they are able to get it done, because in the postseason, these are the type of games you got to win. If you're in a firefight, you don't want to be like Phillip Rivers and lose the game 42-48. And you're like, well, we put up 42 points, but they put up 48 and you lost. You're going home.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I hope that this doesn't put too much of a mental thing on them, knowing that they had it right there and they weren't able to get it done. But in the other hand, I hope it does, because we potentially may have to see this team again in the postseason. I just don't think they're quite ready for that next level, but I think they're going to be competitive in this playoffs.
Okay. Too tall. Are the Bears ready for a Super Bowl in your mind?
No.
Okay.
No, they're not ready. I think Caleb, you watch that game. Caleb, he misses easy throws that he should hit.
Okay.
And he missed a couple wide open receivers. Like, wide open receivers touch it. It was one play where dude was wide open, give it to him. He goes in for a touchdown easily. But Caleb missed him. And then there's other plays you see where you're like, dang, how you get that ball in there? That was a rip. So there's plays like that in the playoffs. You can't miss them plays.
Yeah.
And I just don't think he's there yet.
Okay.
I think he still makes too many mistakes. And is he getting there like a game changer? Yes, he's getting there. But and plus their defense, for some reason, I don't know, both defenses didn't show. Well, I understand the 49ers got a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
I don't know why Chicago defense didn't show up. So but I just don't. Let's say I would be very surprised if they make a run to the Super Bowl. I would say that. But I don't see it happening.
Well, I mean, as Bill Parcells used to say, your record is says who you really are, or your record says who you are. Whatever the saying is, they're 12-4, I think, or 11-5, something like that.
You know what? I know Bill Parcells. That's kind of an outlier, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. I don't totally agree with that statement. Because last year our record showed that we was the second best team in the NFC.
Yeah, and you were in the NFC Championship.
And we was in the NFC Championship. We had daggone near the same team that we had last year, but we had a harder schedule.
Yeah.
And we got 4 wins.
We had a lot of injuries. Don't be too hard on yourself, Aaron.
True. I mean, other teams had injuries. I'm just saying.
And if we're honest, too.
Instruments, I'm bringing up this team. The Patriots. Are the Patriots really that good?
Well, they're 13-3.
Only signature win they got is what? The Bills. Buffalo. Everybody else they played was, I don't know. I'm just saying. It could be an outlier. That's all I'm saying. It
could be. It's possible.
Now, again, you don't pick your schedule. I mean, it is what it is. You don't pick your
schedule.
And
another thing you got to put into play is, especially on the AFC side, you got a lot of young quarterbacks over there who haven't been in these situations in the postseason.
Yeah, it's true.
And you could be the regular season champs all day, but postseason is a whole different level. And you gotta prove that you can win and that you can play that same style of football when it matters the most. And that's what I look forward to seeing from a lot of the younger quarterbacks and a lot of the, emerging quarterbacks like Sunshine in Jacksonville and stuff like that, saying, okay, we see you. You on a hot streak, but don't be one and done in the postseason. Don't get in the postseason and stink it up. Let me see that same consistent play that we've been seeing in the regular season to see who can really turn over and show that they are the next emerging superstar or star, especially on the AFC side, who have a lot of the younger guys who are trying to emerge from this in a year where potentially we know that you don't have Patrick Mahomes, right? We know that there's a potential that Lamar Jackson is not there, even though I believe he will be. I believe they'll beat Pittsburgh, but the same custom of stars that we're used to seeing, like Joe Burrow, you don't have to worry about playing Joe Burrow. So the big stars in the AFC, as far as the quarterback position, most of them are not in the postseason. So this is the time for these young guys to really show that they're next up, and I look forward to seeing it.
Well, and the thing about the Bears, getting back to Caleb Williams, is you can see the positive effect that Ben Johnson has had on his quarterback play. True, he does miss a lot of throws, and you kind of wonder sometimes what the heck is he doing back there. But overall, he's making more positive plays than negative, and I think that's a Ben Johnson effect. He's helping him to become a better quarterback overall. And the Bears are dangerous. I think about Caleb Williams as he's hard to catch. He's bouncing all over the place. He can throw on the run effectively. he throws lasers when he throws a good pass. And there are more good passes thrown by him than bad. They're sitting there 11-5. And they took the 49ers to the limit. I mean, the 49ers barely got out of there, dude. All right. I'm just saying, I don't want to see Chicago anymore. All right. And I think we got to give them, and I think they're capable of getting to a Super Bowl. You know, they've beaten the Eagles. You know, they've beaten Green Bay. They almost got Frisco. I think they had it's another thing. Did they play Buffalo this year? I don't know if they played Buffalo or not. And beating Green Bay is no tall task, so I take all that back. However, I do believe the Bears can get to Super Bowl. They're playing some really good football right now. I would not take them lightly. Melissa Ray Goad. Melissa, I did not know you were a Seattle Seahawk fan. And you know what? They could go all the way. I got a 49er fan on my show right now, Melissa. He doesn't like hearing that, but he knows what the dealio is. Melissa, thanks for watching. What's going on? It's good to hear from you. Melissa, what? Born and raised in Seattle. I thought you were a California person. Okay. Hey, go Seahawks. Seattle could win the whole thing. There's no question about that. But that, like I said, I think the Bears are ready for a Super Bowl. As much as I hate saying that, being a Packer fan, I got to call it what it is. They look really good. But we're going to talk more about playoff positioning in just a moment. So you moved to Cal in 2003. Okay, so you've been there. Well, good for you, Melissa. You did not let the Rams cause you to start rooting for them. Good. Very good, Melissa.
You know what?
Yeah. They weren't even there in 2003.
They weren't? Where were
the Rams were in St. Louis in 2003, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's true. That's true. So good for you, Melissa. You weren't even tempted by those guys. All right. So we will look.
Seattle could be scary.
Okay.
Seattle could be scary.
Seattle.
That's all I'm saying.
The only thing about Seattle, I will say, is
they don't scare.
I'm not so sure that I'm ready to trust Sam Darnold totally. I'm still not convinced that Sam Darnold can handle a big game. I don't know.
The game, he came back from 30 to 14 down.
Okay.
He came back from 30 to 14
I like your
down.
husband.
Oh, okay, Melissa. So hubby's a 49er fan. Okay, all right. Well, both of you guys are looking good. Both of you, this is going to be a great game. Seattle and San Francisco.
I would like to see that.
That's like the NFC Championship.
Why is it coming on Saturday night? I'm like, give us Sunday night. Yeah. Give us Sunday night.
Well,
I don't feel like whipping up on Seattle on Saturday night, you know?
hey, don't pay him any mind, Melissa. So I'm going to look at the AFC real quick, guys. Hey, Aaron, were you going to add something?
Oh, no, that was it. I know one thing. San Fran better get home field advantage.
Man, the NFC is stacked. I'm just saying.
Seattle,
the NFC is stacked.
Yeah. I want y'all to understand something.
Yeah.
Whether it's San Francisco or the Rams, either way is home field advantage for us. Because if you ever watch a Ram and 49ers game when it's in LA, it's a 49ers home game. Believe me.
Yeah.
49ers run LA. So when you see a Rams home game and they're playing the 49ers, it's a 49ers home game every time.
Hey, Stu, I'm gonna say this. Seattle, San Francisco, and the LA Rams those three teams are the best in the NFC. Those three. Any one of those three teams could win the whole thing. Any one of those three. I don't even know who to pick. If you forced me to pick somebody, I would pick the Rams. But the 49ers can do it, and the Seahawks can do it. I mean, those are the three teams in the NFC right there for me. And I hate saying that, but I got to call it what it is. Now, if I looked at the AFC right now, the top 5 teams, I would say, in my opinion, would be Houston, Jacksonville, Denver, the Patriots, and Buffalo. Aaron, what do you think about that list?
I stick with that list. I think those are the top teams in the AFC right now.
Okay.
Only thing now, the Steelers in Baltimore. They are the outlier here. I know. So they playing for the division next week.
Yeah.
Saturday. Yeah, next week they playing for the division. So when I think of teams like this, like, can the Jags go on the road to Pittsburgh and win? Can they go on the road to Baltimore and win? I don't
Yes,
know.
they can. They can do that. Yes.
In the
Pittsburgh
playoffs,
team, they can.
in the
This
playoffs,
Pittsburgh team, they can go on the road and beat this
Yeah.
Pittsburgh team.
I don't
Yes.
have no faith in this Pittsburgh team. I think that if Baltimore gets in, that's the scarier situation, especially if Lamar, he's banged up, he come back, and now they're doing what they should have been doing the last 2 to 3 playoffs, and that's feeding the monster they got back there in Derrick Henry. That was the one thing we've noticed every postseason. They get too pass happy, and we're like, look, do what got you to the postseason. Run that rock with Derrick Henry. Feed the beast. It opens up everything else on the field. Don't have Lamar back there dropping back too much. Run that ball and then play off of that with play action and let Lamar cook and do what he does. So I think with him being banged up, if they get in, which I believe they will, that Ravens team will be better set to win in the postseason by playing defense and running the ball, and then everything kind of working off of that.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that. And so as I say that, if we looked at the actual playoff picture as set right now, if the playoffs started today, we would have the Broncos as a number 1 seed, New England 2, the Jags are 3, and then the winner of the Ravens Steelers would lock down the 4th position. Then Houston at 5, Buffalo 6, and the Chargers 7. Aaron, what do you think about that?
Man, the thing about this, I mean, even though Broncos are number 1, number 2 seed, I could see the Texans beating the Broncos. I could see the Texans beating the Patriots. I could see the Chargers beating the Broncos. I could see Chargers beating the Patriots. I could see the Bills definitely beat. So it's really the rankings here really don't matter in my opinion. Because I could see any of these teams beating anyone. The only outlier I still have in this group is the Jaguars. That's the only outlier I have. Like,
they're sitting at 12-4, Aaron.
I understand that. I understand everything. But again, the playoffs are a different beast. And I just don't believe with the experience, even the Ravens or the Steelers, whichever one, I don't see them beating them. I don't see them. I don't see them beating the Bills. The Chargers they may get if they ever had to play them. The Texans, I don't see them beating the Texans. I mean, that once you get to the playoffs, Stu said it earlier, the records are outlier. They out the window. I mean, back in the day, I seen 8-8 Seattle Seahawks team beat Drew Brees Saints team that was supposed to go to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, anything could happen. So Jags are the one team that I need to see. I just don't believe in them. I'm just telling you, I just don't believe in them.
Well, I can understand that. I mean, the Jags have been a very, surprising team, over the last 3-4 years. They get on these winning streaks and then all of a sudden they start tanking and you kind of wonder what's going on with them. But they have sustained for the first time a strong season the strongest season I can remember since Sunshine's been there at 12-4. However, we'll see what happens. Let's move to the NFC. I've got the top 5 as San Francisco being number 1, followed by Seattle, the Rams, Chicago, and Philly. Stu, your thoughts on this list?
I like it. I like it. I think that these are the 5 teams right now. I think that when you think of the postseason, you think of the playoffs, these are the first teams to come to mind. Green Bay right now, with the losses they've had on the defense side of the ball, I think that has taken a lot of what we wanted to see them have in the postseason.
Right.
Philly has that playoff style defense that we're used to seeing, successful teams have. Seattle, she said Seattle will be number one.
I hear you,
Maybe
Melissa.
next
Yes,
year.
ma'am.
It's always next year. Once Seattle loses next week and the 49ers get that number one seed, that will be a big bonus for San Francisco to have that home field advantage all the way to the Super Bowl. But Seattle is a great team. They play complementary football. Their defense is good running game, decent quarterback play. The weakest link of the team is the quarterback. He has great games and he has not so great games. The inconsistency there is what we'll be watching in the postseason with Sam Darnold. The Rams, I think the Rams are one of the scariest teams in the NFC because they've been there, they've done that. Matthew Stafford he's just a baller. Puka's a baller. Devontae Adams is a baller.
Yeah.
The offensive coordinator is a baller. They have a good defense. I think that the Rams are the most complete team there is on the NFC side of the ball. The Bears are right there, as I mentioned before. They're a scary team. I don't think they're Super Bowl ready now, but it's the NFL. It could be a team that's way better than you. All you got to do is beat them one time, and that's it. Anything can happen. So, and with that offense that they have going, and the way that Caleb Williams is playing ball right now, the Chicago Bears are
Thank you. Go ahead, Stu. My bad.
The Chicago Bears are a dangerous team to play because if they are playing great on offense, and if that defense does start getting takeaways as they lead the league, that could be a problem, especially in the postseason when takeaways happen. And with the Eagles are the most boringest team that's in the picture, but they also are a team that you have to respect, being the Super Bowl winning champions. And the style of defense they play is perfect for the postseason. And if they could crank up the Saquon machine and get him playing the somewhat style that he played last year, you don't have to play exactly, but if Saquon can turn it up in the postseason, and we could be like, where was this Saquon all year? They was holding out on us for the postseason. This Eagles team could be right back in the picture as far as dangerous teams. They could feed off that running game, and it'll open up the pass and everything else. And with a defense like that, if that Eagles offense ever gets going, it's going to be a long day because that Eagles defense is for real. And the best thing you could bank on is the Eagles offense won't get going, that allow you more opportunities to try to score on them because that defense is for real. So I think all of these teams, this is the veteran lineup. These are the real McCoys, I believe, in the NFC. And I believe also that whoever makes it out of the NFC will win the Super Bowl.
I agree with that as well. Aaron, what are your thoughts on this Power Five?
I agree with the Power Five, but still gonna get upset about the order.
Yeah.
I just think right now that the Rams are the best team in the NFC, in my opinion.
Okay.
I just think they the best overall team.
Okay.
When it comes to injuries and everything. I think Matt Stafford is the best quarterback, and technically should win the MVP this year. My opinion. I think he should win the MVP. But I would put the Rams number one, and then probably put the 49ers, Seahawks. But I mean, I agree with everything else. I'm just saying now, 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, I do agree with Stu on this. And you as well, Mo, that either one of these teams I could see going to the Super Bowl. Now, about Sam Darnold and the Seahawks, I believe he got over that hump. I know we're talking about the turnovers. Coming back against the Rams and winning that game 38-37, when everybody Everybody in the world thought it was over when they was down 30-14.
Yeah.
But he made plays. You know, he made plays to bring them back when everybody thought it was over.
Yeah.
And won the game.
Yes, sir.
Game. And I think he got over that hump. It only takes one as an athlete. It only takes one game, one moment for you to do that. And he proved he could do it. You know, so I mean, to me, I just think that 49ers better get home field advantage. They better win this game. Because they got to go to Seattle. It's going to be a tough task. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Not saying they can't win it. Of course they can't win it. But I'm just saying it's going to be a tough task for them to go against that team.
Got to rebuttal that, Mo.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use Aaron's own logic against him. Okay. The same logic that you said what you said about Sunshine, we gotta say it about Sam Darnold. Prove it in the postseason. Let me see that play in the postseason. Sam Darnold has been inconsistent. We've seen him struggle in multiple organizations. He played on the 49ers. He didn't get no playing time. He went to Minnesota. He started to shine, and then he ended up in Seattle. I don't think I don't think Sam Darnold is scary to me as far as because I know that he tends to choke when he gets rattled. That's the one thing Matthew Stafford doesn't do. Matthew Stafford, he has another level that he goes to, the Patrick Mahomes and those caliber of players that Sam Darnold, we haven't seen it yet. You know, Sunshine, we haven't seen it yet. I put both of those guys in the same boat as far as
they're not the same.
You got to prove it in the postseason.
They're not. What's the Vikings record this year?
7-8.
The Vikings.
Actually, they're 8-8. I think the Vikings are 8-8.
Okay, so how many games did Sam Darnold win last year?
You're supposed to tell me, man.
14.
14. And how many has he won this year so far?
13.
Two different organizations that he turned around and took them to the playoffs.
How many playoff games did he win?
But did he lose in the playoffs? Yeah, he lost in the playoffs.
That's the whole point.
But did he play his best ball? No, he didn't.
But no. Did he get it done in the postseason?
But when we talking about consistency over the whole season, first of all, Sunshine hasn't shown consistency since his last 5 games. He hasn't shown consistency since he came in the league, his rookie year. So Sam Darnold has put a back-to-back with 2 different organizations that he's taken to the playoffs. That's not a fluke. That's not a fluke. Now, does he have to get it done in the playoffs? Of course he does. But I think he got over that hump. He's won in big games. He's came back in big games. They have won because of Sam Darnold, right?
Okay. Aaron, can I just say something real quick? Let me just say this. I agree with everything you're saying.
Bring home, Mo.
I do have to say this. Just like, Stu alluded to a moment ago, I need for you to prove it to me when it really counts. And last year, the last game of the year, it was against Detroit for the number 1 seed for the division, and he choked. And then he proceeded to choke the first round of playoffs. Well, here we go. I'm not saying you can't get it done, but here we go. The last game of the year against the 49ers with the number 1 seed on the line. I just need to see him do it, Aaron. I just need to see him do it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, he has done it. I mean, I don't know.
No.
He got put in that.
No, Aaron. No.
He got put in that Hulk Hogan sleeper.
Get it done, Aaron. He needs to get it done this weekend. Now, if
whole
he loses,
season.
So what are you saying? They need to win the game?
No. He doesn't have to win. Aaron, I need for him to show up. I don't need for him to choke. Hey, I don't need to see this. This is going to show up. This can't happen.
I'm trying to tell you.
If he shows up, I'll give him credit.
This is a different Sam Darnold.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to take it a step further. I need for Sam Darnold to not be one and done in the postseason. Because that's what when we start talking about greatness, it's not about, oh, well, he played great in this game or that game. We need consistently the great quarterbacks that we put on a pedestal show a certain level of play in the postseason. That's why we always give Dak Prescott so much slack, because so much problems, because Dak may be a regular season champ and he looks good in the regular season, but that man be out of there in the postseason. We don't know what happens to Dak in the postseason. So I need Sam Darnold to not be one and done in the postseason, and then I can say, okay, when the game matters, when everything is on the line, you show up, because with the defense the Seattle Seahawks have, if Sam Darnold balls out in the postseason, he's going to win a game or two. They're not going to be one and done. We need him to get it done in the I don't need him. I need him to choke in the postseason as a 49ers fan, but as a football fan, I need to see him perform at the elite level in the postseason.
Well, Stu, you would want him to choke this weekend, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
If you look at the NFC playoff picture today, as it stands, Seattle is going to be a number 1 seed, followed by Chicago at number 2, Phillies 3. The winner of Bucks Panthers gets the 4 spot. The Rams are 5, and the 49ers would end up at 6, and then Green Bay at 7.
We're 5 right now.
The Rams.
The 49ers are 5.
No,
that's not
how they have it listed. You can check it, but unless I saw it wrong, that's what I saw. So I don't know.
Yeah, we're over the Rams right now because of the record wise, and if we end up with a tie with anybody, we win the division because we've won more division games. So we're over the Rams. That's why if we win this game in Seattle, the 49ers are the number 1 seed in the NFL.
Well, listen, Stu, according to ESPN, the Rams are number 5 and the 49ers are 6 because their division win rate is 50.9. Okay. And the Rams, they have the Rams win rate. I don't know how they're doing all this, but I don't understand their ratings of win rate in the division, because they got the Rams at 0.0. And they got the 49ers at 48.4 in the division.
Yeah, I'm on the check out the NFL playoff pitch on the official NFL.com website. 49ers are number 5, Rams are 6, Philly is 3, Bears are 2, Seattle is 1, Packers are 7 on NFL website.
And they got the Rams at 6 and the 49ers 5.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I guess some of these publications are different or whatever it is. The bottom line is you're going to be a 5 or a 6 seed if you don't beat Seattle. So you don't want to be down there. You don't want to be down there.
Yeah. You don't want to be half. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying that's really the point. That's how much this game means.
Oh, definitely.
So I mean, that's how it looks. So if I were to look,
well, I would say this. I would say
yeah.
I think Seattle needs home field advantage more than the 49ers do. I would say that. If this was the playoffs, I could see the 49ers going on the road to beat Philadelphia. I mean, I could see that.
If Sam Darnold plays like he normally does in the regular season, free and loose, it wouldn't matter. I mean, Seattle's really good. Sam Darnold is really good when he's playing free and loose.
But I just think Seattle, to make it to the Super Bowl, I think Seattle needs home field advantage. To make it to the Super Bowl, I don't think 49ers need to have home field advantage.
I would agree. That 12 man is real. That 12 man is serious business.
I think 49ers are going on the road.
The 12 man is serious.
49ers are going on the road and win games to get to the Super Bowl. I just think that. Dude, I mean, they done it. So
you know what? The worst feeling I have about the 12th man, I remember in 2014 when Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers went to the 12th man in the NFC Championship when they had Russell Wilson. and we had those Bamas beat. We went right in that joint. We turned the noise off. We turned it all off, and we still found a way to choke. I couldn't believe it. It's the worst feeling I've ever had watching a football game.
Is that the game?
16-0 at halftime at the 12th man in the NFC Championship, and you found a way to choke it away.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But is that the game when Gabe was saying that that's the maddest he's ever seen you in a football game? And he said after seeing that, he said he was like, yeah, I can't take this football stuff that serious, son. I got a little too mad that time.
Yeah. That's the game. That was the game. I lost, dude. I absolutely lost it in that game. I'll tell you right, everybody in the house had to duck because I was throwing everything I could get my hands on. Anyway, yeah, that was the word. And I'll tell you, and you know what, dude? But you know what? I love, get this though, y'all. I don't know how y'all feel about this, but I love those kind of games when you go on the road in a giant game and you go in there and try to win it. I just love the challenge. You know,
yeah.
It's a great, you know what I'm saying? It's an awesome game. I'd rather be on the road. Yeah.
When we went to Tampa, we got them back, and then we went to Detroit, got them back. I think, winning on the road in the playoffs, that's a special thing.
I tell you this though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can happen. I know that it's playoffs.
Hey, dude, when we got Stu, when that game started, you could not hear. It was so loud in that stadium. I mean, dude, you could not hear anything. Aaron Rodgers came out that joint, first possession. We started on like the 8-yard line, so we were deep in our own territory. Aaron Rodgers was calm, cool, collected, went right down the field. And you know what Mike McCarthy did?
What's that?
He kicked the field goal. I said, what are you doing? It's 4th and 2 on the 2-yard line. What are you doing? What are you doing, Mike? Anyway, man, it's going to be a fun weekend, y'all. Anyway.
I do want to say this. I know we got to move on to the next topic, but if the 49ers beat Seattle and get the number 1 seed, it's going down. Believe that, because the word on the street is Fred Warner is ahead of schedule and returning. And if we get that number 1 seed and get that extra week of rest, it's a potential that maybe NFC Championship game, you might see the best linebacker in football on that field.
Yeah. Because right now he's making some serious money with Puka Nacua on them commercials. He might well, look. So let's look at what we got this weekend. We're going to wrap this show up. We're going to look at what we got coming up this weekend, all right? On Saturday, we got Carolina versus Tampa Bay at 4:30 on ABC and ESPN. And then that night, as you said, Stu, why is this game on a Saturday? You've got the Seahawks and 49ers at 8 o'clock on ABC and ESPN. First game up, Carolina. I'm sorry, what was that, Aaron? We lost Aaron.
He said something about he wish he was a 49ers fan and something cut off.
Okay. All right, well, let me go to you then. What do you think about Carolina, Tampa Bay on Saturday afternoon?
I think Carolina's going to win. I don't know what's going on with Tampa. Baker Mayfield, he was playing lights out.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles and company defense was getting after the quarterbacks, doing what they do. But this last half, it's kind of like they falling apart. Baker's getting turnovers. They're not playing their style of football. And I say this all the time. When it gets cold and the closer you get to postseason is when you want to be playing your best football. And that's what usually the teams that go into the postseason with that momentum of playing their best ball usually do the best. And the way Carolina has been playing, which is very inconsistent to say the least, but the way they have been playing, which is kind of a little better than what Tampa Bay has been playing, I would say, in the last 3 to 4 games. I think Carolina is going to go ahead and get that win over Tampa and punch their ticket to the postseason.
The thing about Carolina that I don't understand, and it's the same thing as well for Tampa Bay. They're a Jekyll and Hyde team, Carolina. They show up sometimes, and other times they don't show up at all. Just like last week, I mean, Seattle went into Carolina and just pimp slapped them. And there are games where you don't understand Carolina. I know they're the type of team where if you disrespect Carolina or Tampa, for that matter, they'll beat you.
Yeah,
you got to have your game plan together. You play the Carolina Panthers or the Tampa Bay Bucks, have your game plan together, and you'll be okay. But if you don't have it together and you're like, we got these chumps, they will beat you. So that's a team you don't want to draw in the first round too, by the way, because you're going to go in with an arrogant attitude, like, okay, it's just Carolina. We got this first one. We're thinking about Frisco. We're thinking about the Rams. We're thinking about Philly. No, you better think about Carolina, Tampa Bay. So they can be very dangerous. Aaron, what do you think about Carolina, Tampa Bay on Saturday?
That Tybo's defense. I believe in Tybo's defenses, even though sometimes they haven't been playing well. But he could scheme up some stuff that
he can.
Quarterbacks looking confused out there, like, what am I seeing? So, I mean, tell you the truth. Of course, Carolina been shocking people this year, but 2 evenly matched teams. But I like Tampa Bay in this, just to tell you the truth.
I tell you, a team Philadelphia doesn't want to see is Tampa Bay in the first round. Philly does not want to see the Bucs in the first round. I'll tell you that right now.
I agree with that.
They would be primed to be knocked out by Baker and the boys. So they're kind of a weird, frustrating team. The Carolina Panthers and Bucs both. But we'll see what happens. One of those teams will get in. And I'm with you, Stu. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. At 8 o'clock that night, it's Seattle and San Francisco, ESPN, ABC. Aaron, what you got?
Man. I'm going to say this. I'm going to go with the Niners only because they're at home. Yeah, and it's so much at stake. They know what's at stake, and the Niners cannot lose this game. They can't. If they lose this game, I don't think they're gonna have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Because I mean, to me, this is a playoff. This is a playoff game. This is a playoff.
Yeah, it's an NFC Championship type vibe.
It's a playoff game, playoff atmosphere. They have to win. This is a must-win for the Niners. They have to win this game.
Yeah.
If they allow Seattle to come in there and win this game, I think it's going to burst a lot of bubble in that 49 organization. I'm not going to say they're going to question themselves, but it's going to be tough for them to get. They got basically. I mean, they got the carpet laid out for them. If they win this game, it's going to be laid out.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that.
This game is going to be laid out for the Super Bowl, but they have to get this done, and it's going to be a tough game. Seattle, I think Seattle's going to come in the mindset we got nothing to lose. And a team that comes to a game saying we don't got nothing to lose, like we playing with house money, is a scary team to play. And I'm just saying, but I'm going with the Niners. One, because I think Kyle Shanahan can scheme up some stuff to get McCaffrey and Purdy going, but Niners at home, so I'm gonna go with the Niners.
Stu, I don't even need to ask you, but I will. Who you got?
Well, we're going to take care of business, and I'm gonna say it because the 49ers got the better quarterback. Yes, Seattle has a good team, but they definitely have a lot. They definitely have a lot to lose. One thing we got to understand is this: if they lose, the 49ers get that #1 seed. If Seattle wins, they get that #1 seed. Brock Purdy's been to a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy has been to NFC Championship games. He's won in the playoffs. He's dueled Detroit and won in the postseason. Can we say the same about Sam Darnold?
I would. Now I'm gonna say this.
Hold on. Let me finish my take. Because at the end of the day, we're talking facts here. Forget the opinions. Who has performed in the postseason? Brock Purdy. Who has been in these moments and risen to the occasion? Brock Purdy. Who usually chokes in the pressure cooker? Sam Darnold. Who's one and done in the postseason? Sam Darnold. So when it comes to experience, when it comes to it being on your back and you having to make the play, because you know it's a division game, you know you can toss out the records, you know what type of game this is going to be. And when it gets nasty in these type of games, are you going to show up and put this team on your back and win? This is not a regular game that Seattle was playing. Believe me, in the 49ers, we know what type of time this is. We've been there, done that. This Seattle team is new. They're new functioning together. They haven't been in these situations. This is Sam Darnold's first year there. You got a new head coach. You're trying to establish something. And you have one team that's already has established something without winning the big one. So when who knows what we have on the line here, if anybody knows, it's in that 49ers locker room, and we know how big having that first round bye is going to do. And it increases our chances, as Aaron stated, to win the big one. And it also increases our chances of getting our best defensive player back on the field to go in and win that big one. That's how big of a game this is. And we will see who rises to the occasion and who chokes.
Okay. Aaron, did you want to come back with something on that?
Now let's be clear, man. Now, the 40, yes, you're totally 100% right about Brock Purdy and what all he accomplished and all this stuff. 100%. But let's be real. They didn't get and achieve all that because of Brock Purdy. They did it in spite of Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy.
That's a lie. That's false.
Purdy was a bus rider.
You thinking about Jimmy G, not Brock Purdy, because
he's not a.
No. You can't. You gotta have facts when you say this.
I am.
But you can't say facts because
last night he played well. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he played well. He shocked me even with a couple of throws he threw. That hit home, 100%. McCaffrey had over 100 yards going into the third quarter. Now, call it what it is. I'm just saying, McCaffrey going into the third quarter had already over 100 yards. Now, me being just the little knowledge of football I have, I don't think when they went into halftime was saying that we need to slow down Brock Purdy. I think they were saying we need to slow down Christian McCaffrey, and they couldn't. I mean,
but if you watch the full game, they did. Yeah, the last two drives, they triple teamed Christian McCaffrey, and they pulled a Belichick playbook and said, "Beat us another way," and Brock Purdy did. We still went down there and scored.
If my attention is to one guy and I got to double this guy, of course other people are going to open. I mean, now I'm not saying Brock Purdy is a bad quarterback. I'm not saying that.
But at the end of the day, we got to be real, man. Brock Purdy gets a lot of hate that a lot of great quarterbacks don't get. Like they putting him in statues now to where on the stat line, he's doing things that Joe Montana hasn't done yet. Steve Young hasn't done. And these are all-time Hall of Famers, right?
Stu, wait a minute, bro. I wouldn't go that far.
Hold on. Whoa. You gotta let me get my point across. You can't cut me off. You gotta let me get a complete point across. I'm not saying that he's better than those guys. Yeah. I'm saying that when you do things that puts you on the same stat line like Christian McCaffrey has done, or you're having 1,000-yard rushing, 1,000-yard receiving season. When you start accomplishing these feats, people cannot ignore you. Mr. Irrelevant became relevant. And we have to stop putting disrespect on his name when we speak of him and start talking about, because before this, it was, oh, he got the Avengers around him. But when the Avengers were taken away and he's exceeding and playing even better, we have to find another excuse to not give him the credit. We don't have Debo. We don't have Brandon Ayuk. We didn't have Trent Williams last night. We didn't have George Kittle. We had receivers that most people don't even know who they are. And Christian McCaffrey. But every great player, Matthew Stafford had Megatron. Look, he got Puka. He got Adam. All these guys got greats. Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, Bruce. Like, you, no matter who you talk about, 49ers, Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice, arguably the best receiver of all time. You're going to have a great player next to that name, a Hall of Fame player. So let's stop acting like these great players don't have Hall of Fame guys on that team and on that roster. And Hall of Fame coaches that coach those teams. But they all had at least a player or two. So when Brock has a player or two, or you got McCaffrey this year, he don't have no receiving core that we know of like that, but you got a running back. Well, dang, Lamar Jackson, the most explosive player in the NFL league, got Mark Henry, got Henry. You know, everybody got ballers.
But at some point,
but why can't Brock have a player? We always got to put it to someone else, and we can't never give him his credit.
Because my eyes don't lie. So my eyes don't lie. So
you need some glasses, man. It is what it is, because the stats are not even Sean McCoy, who is one of the biggest Brock Purdy haters, last night on the show said, I gotta apologize to Brock Purdy because the brother is balling. He was like, I gotta give it to him. These last 2 games has shown that he is taking us next step in the elite status. When we talk about these quarterbacks, the way he's playing, and we just going off of playing football, he's playing like an elite quarterback right now.
Can I just say this to you, Stu? Can I just say this? No disrespect to Brock Purdy, just from a football perspective, because number one, Brock Purdy is a very good quarterback. But when he was out, Mac Jones was doing the same kind of things.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He wasn't doing the same type of thing.
I just want to make another point.
He wasn't though. He wasn't.
I got you. You're right, Stu. You're right. Let me just
nah.
I got you.
Right. No, I'm saying, but you can't say he was doing the same type of things when he wasn't though.
I misspoke. What I want to say is they were doing well with Matt. So my point is, wait a minute, Stu, hold on, dude. I'm almost done. My point is, I think the key factor for the 49ers' success is Kyle Shanahan. That's just my personal opinion. I think the way that guy draws plays up is absolutely amazing. And if you can understand, if you're smart enough to understand what Kyle wants, I think most quarterbacks can get it done. I even think that Sam Darnold learned how to play that position by being under his system. Just throwing it out.
I don't just focus on Purdy. I put Jalen Hurts in the same category as Purdy too. I don't think the Eagles are where the Eagles are because of Jalen Hurts. I think just because of the system he's in, and I think we have to understand it's a difference between a quarterback and it's a difference between an athlete that plays quarterback. 2 different things. Matt Stafford is a quarterback. Like, I mean, it's the eye candy. I can see it. Like sometimes when Purdy throws, does it get there? Yeah, it gets there, but
he can't spin it like Matt.
It's not the quarterback.
Yeah.
It's just he's a good player in a great scheme with a great team. And sometimes you just have to see the eye candy. Does he play well? Yeah, he played well. But the difference between the different quarterbacks, and again, I put Jalen Hurts in this too. For instance, I would put Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels came to our team. It is no way that we should have been in the NFC Championship. And everybody knows without Jaden Daniels, we would not have been in the NFC Championship last year. That is a quarterback, great quarterback who is a great athlete. Two different things. And it's just the eye test. And when I see the eye test, I don't see Jalen Hurts. I don't see Brock Purdy. And I can name a few other quarterbacks that I just, when I look at it, I'm just like,
I don't think you're watching the games. I really don't. I'm not saying about Jalen Hurts. That's team. But that's fair to say Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts ain't putting up Brock Purdy numbers. If we just talking about stats, if we talking about
actually Jalen has a ring. Jalen Hurts has a ring.
So what are we doing though? Are we moving the goalposts? We're gonna say Jalen Hurts is not this, but he won a Super Bowl, but he's not playing great. But hold on, let me finish.
That's all I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is, every time when it comes to Brock Purdy, people love to move the goalposts. He doesn't have nobody said he has a great the same type of arm Matthew Stafford does. He doesn't. The Brock Purdy people who we compare him to is Drew Brees, who won a Super Bowl.
But guess what? Brock said they winning because of Brock Purdy.
We are winning because of Brock Purdy. When the play,
he's a part of the puzzle.
No, the 49ers are the most injured team in the National Football League right now. When Fred Warner and Nick Bosa got hurt, they were like, it's done. When Ayuk didn't come back and when Debo left, they said it's over. When George Kittle, who has been out for 5 or 6 games, was having his injury issues, they was like, yeah, go do it now. So now when he's still getting it done, even without his left tackle, it's still, we move the goalposts. We got to start calling a spade because
he's up and down though.
We don't have the defense that Jimmy G had when Jimmy G was just handing the ball off. Like I said, you don't win 2 to 3 playoff games only having 50 yards the whole entire playoff game. That was defense and running game. Brock Purdy's having consistent 300 plus yards playoffs, throwing the receivers that most people don't even know. The plays are breaking down and he's extending plays with his feet. That's the difference between him and Mac Jones.
But he's not. You say he's not. He's not stepping back throwing 49 times.
Bro, he had 2. He had 2 touchdowns. He's extending plays with his feet. That's what I'm saying.
The thing is, what I'm saying is, like, for instance, Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford is going to throw the ball at least 35, 40 times. You don't want Brock Purdy throwing the ball 40 times. Because in them 40 times, it's like the first drive, he threw a pick 6. You don't want him throwing. Yeah, he came back and played a good game, but you don't want to put the ball in Brock Purdy's hands if you don't have to.
Well, that's not true. That's what I'm saying. That's what we agree to disagree at. Matthew Stafford has had 5 pick games.
Show me a game when he dropped back and he threw for 45, 50 times and they won the game.
Matt, what do you mean? I watch every 49ers game. Matthew Stafford has had 5 pick games where he threw 5 picks, games where he threw 4 picks.
That's what happened. I'm not saying
it happens, so we can't move the goalposts.
No, what I'm saying is being consistent. It's multiple games where the Rams have put the game on Matthew Stafford's shoulders. We're like, no, Matthew, you win the game. Nobody else. And
you saying the 49ers haven't done that in the postseason? The Detroit game, we didn't do that?
Not,
bro. If you say the Detroit game, we didn't do that, then we can't talk football no more, bro. Like, for real. Like, if you go look up the Detroit game,
you have McCaffrey on the field.
No, you keep naming players, bro. Like the Rams ain't got players.
I'm just telling. Wait a minute. The truth. If you got McCaffrey on the field,
we talking sport. We talking football. We talking football.
No, going into a game plan. My first person is not stopping Brock Purdy. My first person I'm thinking about stopping is Christian McCaffrey. I mean, that's facts.
Aaron, here's the thing. Here's the one thing that can truly be said. The Seahawks, 49ers, and the Rams, either one of those 3 are going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I said that.
One of those three right there is going to win the Super Bowl, and they're definitely getting there. But I would believe they're going to win it. So I mean, we'll see what happens. It can. Brock can win, and Trent and everybody else, and Kyle and McCaffrey, they can all win it together. They're good enough to do it. And at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. The last thing. Yeah, go ahead on there.
Even the Super Bowls the Eagles won. They didn't get to the Super Bowl last year because of Jalen Hurts. We all know that.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that, but you can't say that Brock Purdy. The 49ers, the way the 49ers are built this year has not been that way. We don't have the number 1 or number 3 or top 10 defense, dominant defense. We don't have that. It's been an offensive show. Yes, Christian McCaffrey has balled out, but so has Brock Purdy. But even before he got on the team, Brock Purdy went to an NFC Championship. He went to a Super Bowl, and more every year you see a different wrinkle in his young career to where, mind you, he's what is this, his 3rd or 4th season? We're seeing this guy develop and get better before our eyes. And we're seeing his elite level ability, and Shanahan give him more and more responsibility as he progresses as a player, to where we don't have the elite defense, and you got to put it on his back to win the game. Christian McCaffrey was Christian McCaffrey in Carolina. Christian McCaffrey broke the 1,000-yard rushing, 1,000-yard receiving in Carolina on a bad organization and bad team. Christian McCaffrey's going to get his stats regardless of what team he's on. That's Christian McCaffrey. But can you win the game, as a quarterback? Can you put the team, like, we're not throwing for 150 yards and Christian McCaffrey having 200 yards rushing. Go ahead and look at the stats. Brock Purdy's consistently throwing over 250 yards, 300 yards, 3 passing TDs, 5 passing TDs, rushing for TDs, rushed for 2 TDs against Chicago, and threw for 3. So we're not seeing a guy who's just riding a wave. You're seeing a guy who's taking it to the next level in real time. So that's what we're seeing now with him. I know you may disagree, but we agree to disagree on that.
So another thing is, now I'm gonna say one more thing and I'm gonna shut up. So during the game, Purdy's everything stopped working. So Cal was calling the play in, his everything stopped working. Cal called a timeout. So I'm sitting there on the couch. I'm like, why did he call a timeout? Call a play. You in the middle of the game? Call a play. Because I'm like, that happened to Jane Daniels. Jane Daniels was looking at the sideline like, I can't hit a play. And he said, and he called the play himself. He's calling the offense now. And Cliff Kingsbury is allowing it. He's like, all right, go ahead.
Can we be honest, though? Go. Cliff Kingsbury is nowhere near Kyle Shanahan. Let's just be real.
That's not my whole point.
Don't go there.
No, that's not my whole point is Cliff Kingsbury trusted Jane Daniels to call the offense without him calling plays in.
I would hope so, because Cliff Kingsbury ain't Kyle Shanahan.
But last night, Kyle Shanahan was like, nah, timeout. And I'm like, why are you wasting a timeout just because your quarterback couldn't hear the play?
Because at the down and distance, and you got to remember this, when Kyle Shanahan's calling plays, he may give you 2 to 3, depending on what the defense and the coverage what you're looking at. You still got to execute it. You still got to play. But when the game is on the line, it's such an important part of the game. We got to get this right. Let me give you these 2-3 plays, and you do your thing. But we've seen time and time again, the play broke down. The play that Kyle Shanahan drew up broke down. It's on you, Brock. You're going to have to wiggle, go to the left, go to the right, wiggle this guy, shake this guy. It's backyard football. We've seen this new Brock Purdy emerge in front of our eyes as he starts to get more comfortable with playing, to where when the play breaks down, he's able to, make up something and get the ball in his guys' hands, which we see the Patrick Mahomes, we see the Josh Allens, we see them consistently do that. And now you're starting to see Brock Purdy do that now. We'll see if he continues to do that going forward. But that's the next level of play when it comes to quarterbacking, to where when the play breaks down, when you have these Sean McVays, Kyle Shanahan's, these great quarterback coaches, these great play callers, when what they drew up doesn't work, can you still make a play? And that's what we're seeing him do, because multiple times in the game, what Kyle drew up didn't work, and Brock Purdy was able to make a play.
We will see what he does on Saturday night. It's going to be 8 p.m. in Frisco, the Seahawks and 49ers for the #1 seed. And with that, gentlemen, we are going to step out of here. This has been a great show, talking with hip hop artist Antoine Real Stewart and former college football standout Aaron Too Tall Moore. This show has been brought to you by MAGNOS Dentistry out of Belo Horizonte, Brazil. And I just want to let everybody know that I had a film that won for Best Short Film in the Philippines 2 weeks ago at the Shepherd's House International Film Festival. And I just finished shooting this film, Chance, which is about 2 days from completion and will be on premiere in Austin, Texas at the beginning of the year. And I'll let you guys know more about that film, which is also a short film. So with that being said, enjoy the games, everybody, this weekend. And also, don't forget, the college football playoff will kick off, I do believe, tomorrow. No, check that, Wednesday, New Year's Eve, and then into New Year's Day. We didn't touch on that, but we have to get that into next week's show. But with that being said, we are going to step out. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. And may the peace of Jesus Christ continue to be with you and your families, everybody. God bless.